a break from the norm. I'm actually going to ask you and AJ exactly the same question.
No problem, man.
So, to begin with, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm good. Life is not too bad, thank you.
Why is it important for you to win this fight?
Like all my other fights, you know what I mean? I came unconventional with the boxing. I came off the street, didn't win no medals, didn't win not even an ABA championship, you know. I was just someone that's not even meant to do okay at boxing, and I made it to the top level. I came up just short of the world title, you know, but I'm still top 5 in the world and still a dangerous contender and still in line to win a world title too.
You're older, you're wiser, you're richer, you're more successful than when you last fought.
I wouldn't say I'm richer, but you know, I'm definitely ever so far from richer. Boxing's cost me a lot over the years, a lot.
What motivates you to continue?
I want to avenge my defeats, and I want to become world champion. You know, I think that's the only thing that's missing from my career is becoming world champion, and I still got a lot of violence and rage in me to get out. I don't feel like, you know, it's still. I just want to do well as well for my kids, and I don't want them to grow up like I grew up and suffer like I suffer. You know, what I mean, I want him to be secured and for me to go to sleep at night without worrying. You know.
Am I looking at a future world champion, or is there a different way you want to define your own legacy?
I want to be world champion, but I also want to be one of the few guys that avenge all of his defeats. So I think Lennox Lewis is one of the only world champions that retired doing that. You know, it'd be great if I could match my fellow countryman, you know, not match, but similar, you know.
In 2015, as Eddie said 7 years ago, how have you changed as a boxer since then?
I've gotten more patient, I've gotten better, I trust what I do more and believe in what I do more instead of just being a puncher and just trying to look for that punch, because that's what I trained and that's all I had at the time. And now obviously I got good coaching behind me, you know, which I never had before. I'm learning little things, and it's like, even when I'm not with my coach and I'm doing things, I remember and I'm like, oh man, come on. You know, even when I'm with him, he's like, it's all right, man, don't worry. If you mess up, just go again. And I'm just like, it frustrates me, you know what I mean? Because I want to get it, and I want to also to get his approval and to show him that I'm off the level of the same guys, the champion in the Hall of Fame fighters that he trains, you know?
And both of you have changed coach many times. So what do you enjoy the most about your current setup?
You know what? Buddy's a guy. He doesn't try to change you. He tries to put things in place and try to tighten things up. And then he's the kind of coach that he doesn't tell you, oh, you have to do this, and there's some things that he say to you, oh, we got to do this. So he goes, every time we train, you have to do 6 rounds of shadow boxing, standard. He's like, I just get on and just do it. You know what I mean? He's like, you know, he's always like, that's one thing I want to give you. I don't need to tell you that. You understand? There's certain things that he does and certain setup and whatever, but he's the kind of guy that asks a question. If you do something a bit unconventional, he'll be like, oh, why do you do that? And then if you can give him a good enough reason, he'll work with you with it and try and adapt it to your style. He won't say, no, don't do that. That's wrong. Your leg is this way. Or he'll be like, okay, that's good, but try doing this with it. I try doing this before. I try doing that. Or when you make that move, do this or finish here or finish up. You know what I mean? So it's just little things that I've never really worked in before, because obviously I'm heavy-handed, I can punch and I'm aggressive. And a lot of my coaches just work on that, like trying to get me fit, trying to get me to push fight and trying to get me to crush. But Buddy trying had other things, and he said, listen, you got natural power, you got natural this, work on this, change that, you know what I mean? And then, you know, it starts to make sense, and then you start to see it and then you start to feel it, and then, you know.
And how do you want to be remembered outside of the ring?
As a warrior, man, and a person that inspires people, and a person that show to people that it doesn't matter what people say, what people think of you. If you believe in yourself and work hard enough and get the right people around you, everything is possible. You understand? Because, like I said, I come into boxing the unconventional way. I've done things the unconventional way. I've always gone against the grain. You know, I'm never like being a yes man. You know what I mean? But it's made my life harder and probably cost me a lot. But you know, I've done it my way, and just got to show people that, you know, believe in yourself and work hard and just get the right people around you and just take risks, man. I take risks. A lot of people are scared to take risks and scared to take chances, you know.
Who or what would Dillian Whyte be without boxing?
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy because I can't even think about my life back then compared to my life now. It's like, it's hard to say, because the path I was on back then compared to the path I am now, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'd probably end up dead or being in prison doing a long stretch or something, or I just been some crazy guy that's been like one of those very big, strong, psycho dude, you know, that will strangle you outside your car, maybe, I don't know.
In terms of life lessons, since you entered the ring, since you had trainers, since boxing's taken you from London to Saudi Arabia to all around the world, and you're living in America now.
Yeah.
When you look back at the person you were, could you have dreamed of the life you live now?
Even now, I'm living, I still can't. It's almost like, sometimes I wake up and it's almost like, it doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel right because people's probably like, yeah, but from where I've come from and what I've done and what I've gone through, it's like, sometimes it doesn't feel like, it just feels like, oh, maybe one day I'm gonna wake up and I've been in a coma for like 10 years or something, you know what I mean? Because guys like me shouldn't make it, you know what I mean? It's been difficult, you know, obviously. My team is like, what we have to do behind the scenes, so it's crazy, man. It's crazy considering we have ranked and we have been and the venues have fought and the things I've done and the struggle we still have to go through on a daily basis in boxing. It just doesn't feel real sometimes, you know, but I just take it one day at a time. I don't look above my station, you know, like I said, stay in my lane. I do some crazy stuff, but not too crazy, but yeah.
When you're retired and you're an old man and you're watching your fights back with your children, what do you want them to say about the man they see on the screen?
I wanted to see that his dad was a warrior. He always tried hard, he always gave it everything. Wasn't scared of adversity, wasn't scared of bouncing back, and the most important thing is I never resist a challenge. It doesn't matter if they called me in 2 weeks' notice, 10 days, 7 days. I always rise to the challenge, and I was never scared to take risks. That's very important because a lot of people shout at their kids and their kids grow up and it's scared of everything. It's scared of even dogs or cats. You know, it's crazy. There's kids that are scared of birds and pigeons. And so, you know what I mean? I want my kids to understand and learn from their dad. Their dad was fearless, you understand? He was fearless. I'm not scared to take a challenge on, you know what I mean? I'm someone that's someone that I don't care about the end result. I'll have a go. Maybe I'm a bit of an enthusiast, maybe.
And I know being a world champion is still the dream you aim for, but during those 7 years, during your career, what's been your proudest moment so far?
Every single fight I've had. Every single fight I've had, you know what I mean? Obviously, some of them haven't gone my way, but there's been things that I've been proud of. The fact that from where I've come from, I got to that position. You know, it took us almost 1,000 years to get to the world title. Okay, I didn't win, but we still had to fight tooth and nails in court and stuff to get there. It was an achievement. I didn't win, but still, you understand? It's like, you know, things happen in my career where I've had to come back from defeats. Everyone's saying, he's finished, he's this, he's that. And then I've come back from a knockout defeat against Fury, and then I fought an undefeated fighter straight away. You understand? You know, so.
And if we go back in time, if the current you was to fight the 2015 you, how would that go?
I don't know, cause it's two different ends of the spectrum. One of us was young and wild and crazy and was willing to die. I'm still the same, but I got more experience, I understand more. I understand more from a life perspective, business perspective, an athletic perspective. I'm wiser, you know what I mean? I've learned from the people around me, the older people, which I'm so grateful to have around me. You know what I mean? I've learned from younger people, you know what I mean? Now it just, I don't know who would have gone. It'd have been interesting to see. I don't know who would have gone because I'm also bigger and stronger. I'm faster, more intelligent as well, obviously. And I don't know, man. But that me then was just an aggressive bruiser that believed I could just knock anything over if I hit it hard enough and long enough. I still believe that as well, but now I just know that I just got to catch it one time good.
And if you could give that version of you a piece of advice that you've learned over the years, what would you tell him?
Start training properly and stop staying at home eating hard food and mama's chicken and go and get in a proper diet and do some proper training. You know what's funny? I never had no physio, no treatment up until after the AJ fight, or just before when I had my shoulder problem. No physio, nothing. I didn't know about physio, and I didn't know there's a power bike that's called a watt bike. I didn't know anything. I was just, okay, I go run around the little Brockwell Park or whatever, run around there, and okay, I went around the park 4 or 5 times. Okay, I go and eat whatever. You know, I didn't know nothing. Like, honestly, I don't know I even got so far. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything. All I did was just show up, train. You know, I didn't know nothing about. I didn't know nothing. I never had no support around me. You know, it's like I had a few guys that was advising me and staying far, but just trying to see what I'm gonna do and if I'm gonna stick to things or whatever. But I didn't know nothing, man. I was just a thug. I didn't know nothing. I know to beat people up, but that was it.
If that version of yourself was in your corner for this fight, what do you think he'd be telling you?
I'll tell him to shut the hell up. That's what I'll tell him. I'll just say to him, bro, relax. What you think you know then is nothing compared to the real. You know, I was just, I don't even know how to describe what I was.
So there's no element of that person you think would have something to say for how you are now?
Maybe that's the heart and the desire and the fear of being hungry and struggling. You know, that fear is still there. You know, that's one of my biggest fears, getting hungry again, because I've experienced hunger in my life. That's crazy, man. You know, it's crazy. And funny enough, I was in camp and Dana he used to say to me, "Hey, Dill, you got food at home? I'm hungry." And I actually cook a couple of times and giving him food, because when someone's hungry, because I know what it's like to be hungry, when someone told me they're hungry, it triggers something in me. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm a growing man, but, you know, a guy says hungry, I make food for him and say, "Here you go, bro, eat, it's nothing." You understand? But that's just because I know what hunger is, and that's one of my biggest fears, to be that hungry again.
And for the people that know you, they see the man that you are, they see behind the scenes, they see in the ring. In those moments when you're alone, when you're waiting to walk towards the ring, but you know there's tens of thousands of people that paid good money to see you put in a performance, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good. You know, it makes me, like I say, kids like me should be nothing. Either be dead or in prison or like, my trajectory, only person I had value to was my mother in this world. I never had no value to no one else. You know, not even to my father. I had value to my mother, you understand? And that was it. That's all I was. So for me, to be that person that people come and support and spend their good-earned money, it makes me feel good, man. It gives me drive and ambition, you know what I mean? And then people keep supporting you and supporting you regardless, and fight battles so you're online and fight battles and spread good word about you and stuff like that. For me, it makes me feel, I wish I could individually meet everyone and thank them. You know, it makes me feel, it's unbelievable, man, for someone like me, you know?
And it's the same men that fought 7 years ago. Why this time would the result be in your favour?
We're in different places of our career, and 7 years ago, I wasn't even living a part of their life. I was just doing whatever I thought was right, and I believed that all I got to do is clock someone and knock him over. I still believe that, but I've added different strings to my bow now, you know. So now I got a proper tuned bow to play good music, and you know, it's tuned.
Dillian, thank you for your time.
Respect. God bless you.
Good luck.
Respect. Thanks.